Hello and welcome to Rapid Regeneration. I'm David Escamilla. I'm not a doctor, not a medical professional, not making any medical claims or claims about diseases. I'm just a regular civilian guy who happens to know a lot about how to solve health problems, how to reverse what we would call aging type signs, and how to achieve optimal health, energy, and do all this naturally. I never signed up for this. I didn't particularly ask to be in this seat doing this, sharing this with you, but it's all part of my story, all part of my journey. And now that I am here, I am grateful to be here with you, and I hope that I can help you in some way. That is the goal, that is the intention of this program, Rapid Regeneration. And before I get into all the information that helped me and that has helped so many other people, it's important for you to understand where somebody is coming from. And so for the sake of transparency, it's important for you to know more about the source of the information that you're getting. There are so many individuals out there that are sharing information, and it's important to discern where to get the information. And there's many individuals who have helped me. I've been so grateful for them. I've been mentored by individuals, by their books, by their video or audio programs. I've taken their courses. I've even had direct coaching and so forth. But even so, I've been very selective about where I will get my information. So it's just important to know someone's intentions. What are their intentions? What's their backstory? Are they just trying to make some money? Are they just trying to get paid? Is it an ego thing? Are their intentions pure? And where's somebody at on their karmic journey? And why are they sharing information with you? And so, basically, I guess in a nutshell, like I said, I was just going about my life, and I didn't have a particular interest in natural health. But what happened was I got very sick as a young man at age 22. At this time, I was just in school, and I was basically a creative person. I was more interested in just being creative and having fun, and I thought I would be, either a filmmaker or a musician or an actor or a writer or something. And but all of this got derailed and got sidetracked. And I was forced to start thinking about health because one night, a friend of mine and I made a very, very poor decision to drink cough medicine to get high. And so we did that. The problem was that the next day, this decision ended up having very, very heavy consequences because I felt absolutely horrible. It was like a hangover times a million. And what happened was over the next few weeks, I thought that this would slowly go away, but it didn't go away. And so what I found was I was living with these horrific symptoms of constant headaches, sinus pressure, pain, aches all over, brain fog, cognitive impairment, couldn't think clearly, complete fatigue and exhaustion. I was sleeping for 15 hours a night, and I really couldn't form the sharpness of thoughts that I was used to. I really couldn't communicate like I was normally used to. So I had basically lost my wit, my humor, my actual charm, my talents, my creative talents. All this was gone. And basically, this continued, and this was my new life. And for the next 4 years, I lived like this without ever finding any solutions, and without getting into any complete sob story. I don't want this to be all about me. Really, this program is about you. But again, it's important to understand where the source of information is coming from. So basically, without getting into how horrible this was and making this a therapy session, it was really bad. I pretty much lost all my friends. They didn't know what was going on or what happened to me. I felt so ashamed to even talk about it. I ended up dropping out of school. I ended up leaving the country and going on this long sidetrack of my life, of these lost years. And the reason I'm telling you this story is because I lost the will to live, and every day was a nightmare. And so if you're going through a health problem, I understand how devastating it is and how much you can just be in despair of even being alive. And what I figured out finally was that maybe there are some answers that could help me. And so in 2015, my awakening began, and I discovered some information, and I thought, wow, you know what? Maybe this could even help me. And it was almost random that even happened. And maybe you're at that point right now where you're starting to discover some of this natural information and wondering if it works. And so I had an inkling of hope that it would work. At that time, basically, I made a bargain. I said, God, please, don't just look down. God held up that end of the bargain because basically the information worked. I came across some information from Dr. Ed Group about liver cleansing and colon cleansing, and I did it. And you know what? It was dramatic, the results, and I immediately felt better. And I felt a little bit like closer to my old self again after that happened. And by the way, I'm going to be documenting specifically about liver cleansing and colon cleansing in specific chapters for you. And so, but basically, I started to regain momentum and hope when this was happening. And I started to really get more committed. And so I spent the next period of time doing more cleansing, total body cleansing, also did parasite cleansing, and started using supplements. And eventually I started having the desire to eat healthier, started to use food more, and started to transition and eating more healthy foods. I especially found that raw foods and fruit were particularly cleansing and detoxing. And so I was working in this type of eating as well. And so over the period of about 3.5 years that it took, by 2019, I was completely feeling better. I considered myself fully recovered. I basically felt like my old teenage self again. And that was amazing. That was a miracle. And I was so grateful for that. Then from there, I didn't lose my commitment. My obsession just shifted from how do I solve my health problems to how do I just keep going to the next level. And so from 2019 to 2023, at the time I'm recording this, I just went to the next level, the next level, the next level in terms of energy, in terms of awareness and creativity and spirituality And so not only did I solve these health issues, but I figured out even how to operate on an even higher level in terms of feeling good, feeling happy, being productive, and just having a fulfilling life. And so it's been almost a decade of me learning this information, obsessing over this information, and learning everything that I could. Now, there were many pitfalls in these 3.5 years that it took me to heal these problems. And I ran into many roadblocks and things that were basically sabotaging my efforts. And this is the second reason why I'm creating this program. The first reason is I'm trying to hold up my end of the deal. The second reason is that I know that this program of Rapid Regeneration solves a problem. And the problem is that, yes, of course, with hindsight, I can go back and I can know how to do things faster and more effectively and quicker. That's one thing. But the other thing is that, I really could have used a mentor along this journey. I did have mentors. I had virtual mentors, and I also got coaching and etc. But I could have used me from the future. I really could have, because the problem that exists is that all this information is so scattered all over the place, is what I found. I started to discover these answers and these truths, and wow, the natural solutions. And then I started to realize that all the information it's all scattered all over the internet. It's in all these obscure books. It's in esoteric schools of thought. And I just basically was on a wild goose chase to track it all down. In addition to that, there's much conflicting information out there. One piece of information is in conflict with another piece. So then which one of them is right? And which one should you use? And then there's numerous gray areas of nuanced gray areas. You really need to understand the nuances of how to approach something in a very nuanced way that's counterintuitive and it's not obvious. And then in addition to that, there's numerous landmines where people just don't tell you, hey, watch out for this, because if you do this, it's going to be a very costly mistake. And it's just hard to find all this information, much less all this information in one place. And so that's the second reason I'm creating this program, is I believe that there is a problem that exists, and I'm going to make my attempt to solve that problem by putting all this information together, again, in all my years of formal and informal learning. Everything that I've learned in one place, in one program. And obviously, I can't tell you everything that you need to know. It's not going to have every single thing that you could possibly need, but it's going to have everything from A to Z. And so it should have the lion's share of basically what you need completely comprehensively. I'm sure I'll miss a few things, but that's the goal of this program. So that's my story. That's why I'm doing this. That's where I'm coming from. And again, I didn't sign up for this, but I'm here now, and I'm here with you, and I'm committed, and I'm grateful for the opportunity. So now real quickly, I just want to break down what you'll learn, and then you can get into learning the actual segments and the actual content. And if you're here right now, and if you're reviewing this information and learning about this, you're probably coming from either a place of either desperation or inspiration. Now, if you're like me, you're coming from a place of desperation. You're so desperate, you just want answers to solve your health problems. The other category is maybe you're coming from a place of inspiration, where you have good health, but you want to go to the next level. You want more energy. You want to feel better. You want to feel younger. You want to have a more happy life or a more creative life, and you're trying to figure out how to create it. And that's okay. You know, this information works either way. These strategies will solve a health problem, or they'll take someone from having a mediocre, average life to going to something extraordinary. The same information either way. So that's fine. And I hope that you can get from being from desperation like I was to inspiration to even go to the next level. Basically, what you're going to learn in this program is how to activate the body's natural healing process, how to get out of your own way of the body, how to solve many, many different kinds of health problems, how to understand the root of health problems and solve those problems, how to understand body chemistry, how to understand the source of acidic chemistry and how to balance that with alkaline chemistry, how to utilize supplements to stimulate and get incredible results from the body, how to use multi-day supplement cleanses without changing the diet to get quick results, dramatic results, how to avoid the most harmful foods, what to watch out for with foods, the truth about different foods, how to use different foods as healing mechanisms, not just fuel, how to transition into a more healthy lifestyle, and then all the technical elements, the tactical approaches, strategies to do this in the quickest way possible with the least amount of time, money, and energy. And then lastly, higher level strategies of achieving accelerated results. Some would refer to these as biohacks or shortcuts, tips and tricks, tactics, natural strategies. So, and then lastly, after you've solved your basic health problems, how to achieve even higher levels of energy, expansion, spirituality, creativity that you haven't thought possible. So that is what this program is going to lay out for you. And just in case you're wondering about, am I even qualified? Is David even qualified to teach this information? Now you understand my experience, my life experience, the time that I've put in, just the sheer quantity of time. Now being 34 years old and having studied this information as I have since 2015, but I've also been formally educated. I am certified as a detox specialist through the International School of Regenerative Detoxification. I'm in the process of getting other certifications as I continue my formal education. Most of all, I'm informally educated. I'm through the process of erudition, the process of self-education, which is a concept that gets more and more lost as time goes on and education becomes more and more institutionalized. But I'm an obsessive self-educator and have been as I've gone through many books and information that's on the internet. I've also received mentorship and direct coaching from individuals, and I also come from the School of Hard Knocks. So I've tried a lot of this stuff out in the real world, and I've experimented on myself as a guinea pig. So I hope that will help you. And I've learned a lot of stuff the hard way. And so that's kind of my background, my qualifications. There's one other thing that you should know about my background as well. Because in all of this, you can have someone who's gone through all the right trainings and schools and etc. But they may have been taught all the right information, but something is very important, which is the need for discernment. You need to have a very finely tuned BS detector in this world. And in the natural health world even, there's a lot of conflicting information that's out there. And so I just want you to understand that my professional training is as a professional investigative writer. So eventually I went back and finished school and got a job, and that's what I got into. Which again, had I not gotten sick, I don't think I would ever have done that. But it's all led to this moment that we're here now. So maybe everything happens for a reason. But basically, at that job, I learned how to discern information, how to verify, validate facts, because we would be hired to investigate an incident or a question, and we would have to provide either a government or a private company with a report of basically, we were professional truth seekers, basically, and that's what they were interested in, is the truth. And if we couldn't discern the truth, that was part of our job, was to say, you know what, we don't know about this, but here's what we do know. And so that's very important, and I see this all the time with experts, and including in the natural wellness field. People making claims of, hey, this, and this, and making all kinds of claims. And sometimes I just think, how do you know that? How do you know that? And so, again, I don't want to be too hard on people, but for you, it's important to understand the source of the information, where that person's coming from, and what kind of process are they applying to information. Are they just telling you any information? And so if something is just an intuition and it's just my gut feeling, I'm going to tell you, hey, I just have a feeling about this. Here's my opinion. Okay, I'm not just going to say, hey, this is the way it is. And that's just one example. But any information that I'm sharing with you has gone through a rigorous process. I am professionally trained to sort out truth from fluff and so forth. And if I can't figure something out, then I'll tell you, hey, here's what it looks like, And so that's the last thing that I think it all happened for a reason, for me to have that and then now be here with you on this journey. The answers really are there if you're willing to find them, learn them. The truth is there. And really, this stuff is amazing. I hope it's not over dramatic when I say it's the secrets of the universe and the secrets of the ages, because it really is. And it's really amazing, miraculous. So many people can attest. And so if you're there, if you want to be helped, this information will help you. Not everybody wants to be helped in working with some individuals. And many people over the years, I've found that some people, it seems like for some weird reason, they don't really want to be helped. But if you're ready to accept help and take responsibility and figure this out and have an open mind and give this information a try, then this is going to be an incredible journey for you. And so congratulations on taking that next step, and thank you for letting me be a part of it. I hope that this will help you. That is the goal of this program. All this information is compiled on rapidregeneration.com. So that's it. Go ahead and get started. And now that you know my whole thing, let's change the focus onto you, onto what you need, and onto this actual information that had such a dramatic effect. So that's all for now. See you on the next segment.
For more information, please follow at Rapid Regeneration or visit rapidregeneration.com.